All right, okay, Paramvir. So this is interview. I think you're familiar with all the salutations. So let's just get down to the main part, right? So tell me in 1 minute, what all do you know about the artillery? Everything you know about the artillery.
Okay. Basically, artillery role in the forces is that to clear up the area for fighting of the infantry troops, and also the clearing of the mountain crest when the enemy is hiding on the mountain, or
Why
they
are
are
they
situated.
important?
They are important because the to basically to distract the enemy when the infantry is moving forward, and also they have the role when heavy weapons are deployed at the top of the mountain, so clear that area. They are
What kind of
quite
heavy weapons are we talking about?
like some they're having, if the enemies, like in the Kargil war, when the enemy was situated on the top and they were having the machine guns on the top, and we were facing a heavy casualty because we were at the downside and we were at a, like you can say, a disadvantage. So the artillery played a great role that they cleared with their air, clear mountain area by like
Where is the
accurate.
headquarter of artillery regiment located?
It's in Nasik only. The main regiment is in Nasik.
Nashik. Okay.
Yeah.
And what all weapons does artillery have? Indian Army, no?
Basically, they are having howitzers and field guns, and also mortars. 120 mortars are there with artillery, and
Okay.
the howitzers and
Difference
field guns.
difference between the howitzers and mortars.
Howitzers are basically you because they are having the elevated. Uh, you can say their range is minimum, but they can fire up to a great height. For that, howitzer is used.
Okay.
Like so,
What's the
that
range
is
of
the
howitzers?
range is 30. Max is 30, 30, 35. That is the max
30
for the
35 kilometers.
yes, kilometer.
Okay.
Basically, to clear the mountain crest, it is used.
Okay.
And field guns, they're having the larger range
Okay.
comparatively. In the desert area, we have seen the power of 65 when the artillery was, field guns were mainly used because they were having the greater range. Uh,
What is the range of field gun? Which ones do we have? Can you name a few?
mm, okay, from both howitzers and field guns, like we are
Only about
in.
field guns.
Okay, field guns, we are having 105 Indian field guns is there, and F triple seven FH triple seven is used, which was used in Kargil, borrowed from the Swedish country. It is used, and uh,
Which is the field gun with the longest range? And what is the range in numbers?
okay, which is the longest? I think yes. Hello,
Yes.
you got
Yes,
stuck
Param.
in.
हाँ, अरे I had we just had a power cut this side.
Okay, okay.
So yeah,
Now it's audible. Like, am I
fine.
audible properly?
We can resume. FS triple seven. What is the range?
It's around 45, which I 45 to 30 to 35 to 45. I remember this much, not exact.
Okay. And all right.
And basically, these are used for the long range purpose only, the field guns, and which is for the mountain areas.
What will happen if we have absence of artillery, and what can be a better substitute if we don't have artillery? Better, or let's say, what can we substitute the artillery with?
Uh, in the like in the today's time, we are also having the self-propelled artillery. That is, earlier it was a part of artillery, but now it is transferred to AAD, Army Air Defense.
Okay.
So basically, it is a movable, you can say, movable artillery type, because it is having the tires and it is very mobile. So it is a great, you can say, replacement of it. But artillery has their perfect role. I believe nothing can replace, because every army of the country is having their presence artillery.
Let's say if due to some reason you don't have access to artillery,
Okay.
then what will you do?
Then I believe UAVs, drones can play a vital role in that, because they're having the camera, we can find out the location, hit the target.
Okay,
Correct.
understood, understood. Okay, so Paramvir, just let me quickly just take a look at your PIQ, right? Just a second. Yes. So Paramvir, as I can see, so far you've given 8 attempts, right?
Yes.
So tell me a little, go into a little more depth about these. What has been the result of each and every attempt out of these
Okay.
eight? So this is eight in total, right? All of these have been conference out.
8 and 2. Not all are conference out, some are screen out also.
Okay. So which ones are screen out and which ones are which?
Uh, like in the first SSB of mine was the US Navy. That was the conference out part, and the second one was NCC in Allahabad. In
Hmm.
that I got screened out. Then after that, SSC Tech was there.
Hmm.
In Kapurthala, I got conference out in that particular
Okay.
one. And thereafter, the SSB which I faced was the NCC entry in sorry, SSC Tech. Then again,
Hmm.
that was in Bhopal. I got screened out, and then Allahabad NCC entry was there. After that, I got conference out in that particular one.
NCC entry में you got NCC entry in Allahabad you got conference out.
Conference out,
Okay.
yes.
Then
And
from there.
it was in Allahabad.
No, no. Oh, okay. After that.
Okay. After that, sir, in Bangalore, that was the Bangalore SSC Tech entry.
Hmm.
I got conference out, SSC
Okay.
Tech, and then NCC entry, I got screened out in Kapurthala.
Hmm.
After that, sorry, the Navy entry was there, SSC IT, Navy SSC IT entry was there. In that
Okay.
I got conference.
Conference out.
These were,
Okay. All right. So far you have one, two, and three screen outs out of 8 attempts, right? So tell me, Paramveer, what is the reason behind? And these are sandwiched between
yeah.
conferences, right? So what is the reason behind this? What's this? There is an unpredictable pattern in your performance. So what is the reason behind that?
Uh, Actually, what I believe, sir, that is the performance of the moment, and that I perform it well, but I believe there is a uh, you can say limited seats are there, and the in the part, so someone is better than me in that particular group. So I believe there I lagged. I could have performed better in narration part, because I give my best in the OIR part, but however, the my performance in narration varies. Sometime in the initial
Why
attempt,
does it
I was
vary? Your performance
like
and narration?
I believe the nervousness could be a part. In the initial attempt. I was nervous, and that happens during the narration part. You get that millisecond is there where you have to hold your breath and just need to calm yourself and speak.
Okay,
There
so
I have missed something and got nervous at the moment. So that is the main reason I believe.
okay, so how what then in the successive attempts you have gotten screened in. So what did you change in these attempts?
I believe the strategy of narration is the same. I believe more confidence should be there in the narration part. That is my vital strategy. And the GD part, I try to be more like take the group forward. I believe like just one thing I keep in my head. I have to take the group forward.
But
And
how do you deal with this nervousness? That is my question.
just calm yourself and keep one thing like I have confidence in me, but sometimes like there is the nervousness of the moment, you can say some butterflies are there. That is not a permanent thing, but at that particular moment it is there. Like it happens when you meet
What is the
something and
reason? What is the reason behind it? Like, why do
I
you get
believe
nervous?
that is the competition. The competition is there, and the race to get in. Obviously, the now the things are changing. So
Okay, and how do you get hold of it?
just I have to talk to myself before entering the room. Just keep yourself calm and give it with confidence.
Understood. Paramvir. Okay, so I've seen that in 5 attempts you've got conference out. So and so far there has been no recommendation, right? So
Yes, sir.
what do you think is the reason behind this? The successive rejections, so to speak.
Uh, Sir, what I have analyzed after the like my SSB is that there have been the variation. Sometimes I could perform well in psychology, and sometimes it is like I have not performed well in like it is not the same case with every attempt. It varies. Like if in the initial attempts I was not good at, like the speed was not up to the mark. I left many SRTs and WATs in the initial attempt, and thereafter like I improved my speed, and this varies. And the another time like in the GTO
Okay.
part, my facts were facts. I did had good facts, good knowledge to speak on GTO.
Okay, so Paramvir, but I have a concern regarding this. So,
Right.
right, so if I were to consider you for selection, and let's say I select you, and if a task is assigned to you, right? So every time you perform that task, so you'll commit a different mistake, new mistake altogether, which has not been foreseen by anyone, including you, right? So tell me why should I select you if such a performance you are likely to repeat in the future? Why should I select you?
Because sir, every time I'm not committing the same mistakes, I'm learning from that, and
That is the main issue.
with
That is
those
the main issue.
mistakes, sir,
Hmm.
with those mistakes, the perfection will come. I believe the work will be more perfect that could have been completed in the first attempt without the fail. I believe that perfection would
But
be
I
the
think, see,
most.
eight attempts are a sufficient number of attempts, right? You have faced 5
Yeah, in
conferences. You've been
right,
through
sir.
the
In
whole
that
process 5 times, right? So if we consider any person who is actually determined, so even after 1 or 2 attempts, then he'll be able to figure it out where he is going wrong.
yes, sir, I have figured it out. Like I was low in GK, like things I have figured it out. But the final, I don't know where that single thing is coming up, and I'm not able to succeed in the attempt. But
That is
that
that
thing,
is that is the exact point that I'm trying to make. That if such a repetition is occurring again and again, then why should I select you? Convince me.
okay. Because sir, I have worked upon myself with the every attempt. No matter I
Then
have
so
come.
does everyone. So does everyone else. Even Abdul Kalam did. He was not selected in the
Yeah.
SSB.
But sir, he failed also in the. But he learned from his mistakes, and he didn't like he tried it on another field. I
He
am
did.
so determined that I am coming up. Like even they, you are giving me the example of APJ Abdul Kalam. There was also my captain got selected in the 11th attempt. So I think if he had given up in the first two attempts, then they wouldn't have got such
Okay,
like.
examples aside, tell me what qualities have you noticed? Matlab, you're not giving me any definitive answer, right? I need a solid answer. What's going on? Don't try to misguide me.
Okay, it was like a lack of awareness. You can say like I belong to the army background. In the initial attempts, or the you can say the sum up, I would say. So I was not aware about the military army knowledge. I didn't have good knowledge. So
Why?
I used to gather. I
Okay,
knew the organization from outside, but from the inside, I didn't like knew. So after that, I started reading, started more awareness, more curiosity, uh, like came
and
across, and
how
I
did this?
started.
But how did this play out? It doesn't matter. See, SSB is always a test of personality rather than a
Right.
test of knowledge.
Right.
So then, how does it play an important role in your rejection?
I believe personality is a you can say knowledge is a subset of personality. What I believe is.
Okay,
If you have a like good knowledge, so it reflects your personality.
it does,
So
but
it is,
it's not dependent on knowledge, so to speak, right?
but
Even if a
that one two
person is
percent
not,
mattered for me. Like if a person is asking me continuous questions and I'm not able to give a good answer and like right answer, that is not a good thing. So I try to prepare on GK part, army, military awareness. These I studied and speed I worked upon the psychology. So proper speed I worked upon the speed of my. So these things I have done more physically fit for GTO. I have for the GTO I have read articles. I have developed a good interest in the newspapers. So it gives me a boost. It gives me a good confidence also while sitting in the GTO and in the interview. So these things I have basically worked upon.
because you
Physical
mentioned
fitness also.
you mentioned speed. What can I understand when you're saying about when you're talking about speed?
Speed, like I was in the initial attempt, I was not able to complete the things properly. Like in the, I used to do like 5 6 watts. I used to leave in the
So,
between.
but 5 6 is acceptable. You're not expected to do 61 out of 60, right?
I believe that was the point where I was lacking, and in the also in the SRT part, I was not able to do more than 30. So that was the part where I lacked. Now in the last attempt, I attempted 55. So that was these things are working.
But then still, there is no recommendation. So, like, if you're saying you worked on it, so then you would have gotten recommended by now. What is stopping
Yeah.
you so far?
So these things were the what I told you. These were the main reasons which was stopping me. I am currently you can't say like GK is a pool of it is a whole of pool. If you ask something that is not sure, I'm not sure that I may know that or I didn't know things.
Why
So
so far
you
as
will
I
need
have
to continuously.
gathered, you still haven't been able to figure out why you are getting rejected. Still not able to pinpoint what is the exact reason that you're getting rejected. So even if you're working in multiple directions, so there is no significant progress. There might be marginal changes, but there is no significant progress. That
But sir,
still
I have worked
it
upon.
it
Yeah, it may take time, but it will come for sure. I believe that is why that is the motivation I'm coming up again and again, preparing better.
Okay, what have you done different this time?
This time, nothing different. Follow the schedule, the same thing, but follow it more religiously, like making timetable, giving time. Because I'm also doing job, so figuring out time from the job and preparing.
Have you played Far Cry 3, Paramvir?
No,
No. Okay, I'll tell you. it's it's a game based in Cambodia or Vietnam, I think, some
okay,
Southeast Asian country, right? There is a the central villain, the central antagonist in that. His name is Vas. So he has a very famous line. He says, if you keep doing the same thing again and again and expect different results, that is a sign of insanity, right? So, not going into extremes, but if we try to pick up the concept, so something similar is happening with you. You're doing the same things again and again and still expecting different results. So, how will you break out of this cycle?
Sir, I'm not repeating the same thing. The results are obviously different in SSB. Like for my preparation, what I'm preparing, the things work also. Like if I'm preparing for the like I'm preparing physical fitness, it helps me in GTO. Obviously, if I am able to do 8 obstacles the next time 9, so these things matter. Like my preparation, the sync is not
So,
coming up. Like
how, just go into a bit detail, how has this physical fitness, improving your physical fitness, helped in your GTO part? And give me,
great role because in
talk
the
to me in measurable, something that I can measure, right? So something which can be, talk to me clearly, maybe in numbers, that I was able to do these many tasks or whatever, right?
in the snake race, earlier I was not able to climb the wall, so in the one go. This time I led the team, I come running and I just grabbed the wall and I was able to climb the one go. So
Okay.
this helped and I was able to pull people upside. So this helped me, these physical fitness tasks helped me uh, working on the physical fitness and also in the individual obstacles. I felt more energetic and I ran quite well and completed 9 obstacles. So
And earlier, how many you used to do?
6, 7, 8, 8 also I used to attempt.
See, there is 7. What is, how much difference do you think there is between 7, 8 and 9? So this goes to show you have not been working hard, contrary to what you have written in your SD. How do you justify the hard work then?
Hard work is always there. That is not a measurable thing, I believe, sir.
No, it
Because
is measurable. It always
uh,
brings
yeah,
about result.
for the SSB, it is not measurable because we can't identify the exact loophole, but we can analyze the things that this particular
That is exactly
thing
my point.
could
Now
have
that that
happened.
that is exactly my point. You haven't been able to figure it out so far.
Yeah, might be not exact point I could have been done that. So, but I believe I'm working pretty well on things.
Then things would have changed so far. Like it's a good amount of time to assess something.
Every attempt is a lucky attempt. I think might be this attempt things work.
Agreed, agreed. Every attempt is a lucky attempt, but that is what I was trying to probe so far. Right? But and based on your responses now, I don't feel there is any much. See, if you only go on the basis of luck, then things, they don't change, right? So okay, anyway, moving on. So tell me, Paramveer, so you've lived in army campus, right? and you've been to college, so you must have a lot of friends. So tell me, what is your criteria for making friends?
So there is no such criteria, I believe. The you can say uh, I believe I'm friends with everyone in my batch and outside my batch also. I had a good bond with them. Eventually, with the time, you develop that bond and the things
Okay,
work. And
but there you
it's
must have
the
you must
friend
have
should be relatable. I believe the things should
Hmm.
be relatable.
Okay,
Um, then only you relate with someone. Like
you're not audible. You're not audible, Paramvir. Not audible. Am I audible? Hello. Am I audible? No sound. No sound.
still not audible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hear you now.
Okay. So what I was saying that the friend should be relatable. What I mean is, I can explain with the example. Like if I'm preparing for some exam and other person is also preparing for that particular exam, so we tend to share things that bond develops with time. So I believe those friends are more relatable. There is no such criteria as such, but the friend should be relatable. For
Okay. So, you must have some close friends, right,
me, right?
Paramvir? So, talk to me about those close friends. Who are those close friends, and why are they so close to you?
Okay, sir, I'm having a lot of friends like in the colleges, in the job, but some of my close friends are Trish, Nishan, Swati, Nishani, and Ashnish. These are my some of my close friends
Okay.
that I
Why?
spend maximum of my time during my college and
Okay. So these are all your college friends, right?
college and one girl is there who's working with me in the same
In same company.
company, right?
Okay. So talk to me more about how you guys ended up being close. All of these
So
friends.
some from these, some of these are my classmates, and some of them are my NCC
Let's
mates
talk.
also.
Let's talk about
Right.
Swati.
Okay, she is my also colleague also in the job, and we were friends in college, and we ended up like we used to study together for the exams and the preparatory leave because and also sharing notes, helping each other in assignments. So eventually, with time, we developed a good bond, and we had a
Okay.
good friend circle.
Okay. Tell me any. Let's talk about all these. You've told me the names of Trish, Nishant, Swati, Vaishali, and
Rishani,
Rishani. Okay.
and Ashnish.
And Ashish.
Ashnish.
Ashlish. Okay. Ashlish.
Ashnish, Nash.
Ashnish. Okay. Ashnish. Okay. All right. So, see, as it goes, that for every person there are some good things and there are some bad things. Tell me, what are the biggest or weaknesses, so to speak, right, in your friends? when you interact with your friends, you might have come across something that is like very, that sticks out, tends to stick out, right? So what is that crooked nail in their personality?
So uh, there aren't much weakness, or you can say the faults I find in them. I believe they are my friends and they have good qualities. That is why I've been sticking up with them till now. So I believe there is no nothing where you can say that fault is there in them. I believe they are perfect for me and we have a good bond.
I don't believe you.
For me, I don't like. I'm not saying they will be good to everyone. And they should be. I find they're perfect for me and for my friendship. That is why I'm telling.
Okay, but I feel, see, even if you're a saint, you can obviously, you must have come across something or the other.
If those things like those are very small things, that is not even worth pointing out. I believe some you are saying that many things out.
Okay, so since you're not ready to divulge any weaknesses of your friends, so let's talk about your weaknesses, Paramveer. So, what do you think are your weaknesses?
My weakness, sir, is that I sometimes go into too much detailing. Like if I'm referring to some notes on
That's a good thing. Are you trying to sell it off as a bad thing?
no, sir. Actually, it harms me also sometimes because
How?
it disturbs my whole schedule of the day. Like I sometimes go into too much detailing of that particular thing. So I like miss with the some my schedule management, and I have to do extra efforts to complete those tasks at the end of the day. So
Okay.
these things I have been for the I am improving these things, and so I am sticking up with the particular time and particular and giving things particular time to complete. So these things are helping. So I am overcoming this.
Okay.
And one more you can say is that that is not exactly the weakness. I'm still like reading part. I want to be a good reader, though, and also I'm able to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Am
yeah.
I audible?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I want to read more. Though these things I want to develop more to be a good reader. So reading is one of my weakness, I believe. So I have started reading
Okay. But these are all,
these.
these are all goody goody things that you're talking to me about. Right? भाई मेरी handwriting खराब थी, मेरी ये वो है. Talk to me about the real you, भाई. I need to see the real you. I'm so far, मतलब, these are probably something every other person has, right? We all have such things. What makes you unique?
Weakness. These are the weakness which I believe I am having because these are the things which I face in a day-to-day life. So I am able to relate it and
Then, Paramveer, I don't think you've introspected properly. I feel, or at least you're not ready to uh, divulge information to me, something or the other.
these are the things because rest earlier I was bad at GK, but these things I have improved it over the time. These are the things weakness which I possess.
Tell me about the saddest moment of your life.
I just I believe like I was not able to score well in my schooling, so you can say that part of my uh, thing is the saddest because now I feel that I have that potential. So if I had a wish, I can change that thing. So that was the saddest part, you can say, not particular moment.
Okay, can't recall any specific moment. See, these are,
Specific.
this is again something that is pretty much general. So we all feel we could have scored better, right?
Got it. There's no such I can recall moment I can recall.
You're telling me that there's nothing bad went with you throughout your life.
Like in the nearby, I'm not able to recall it if there are some saddest
Take your time. It's
moment.
fine. I'm not
Because
asking.
sad is a big word for that.
Okay, so let's change uh, the keyword, right? So saddest or lowest moments of your life, apart from SSB, obviously. Apart from SSB and your studies.
You can say like in some due to the low good marks in schooling, I was not eligible for some companies. That was the time I felt it low. I could have worked more. So that is the part I believe I could have worked more.
Okay. All right. So there were some things in your SD that I encountered. So let me just quickly take a look at your SD. And okay, so boss's opinion. So the first line conveys how makhan maru you are. I'm very thankful to be part of such a great organization. Why I asked you about your what opinion does your boss have about you? The first line that you give is you are very thankful. Okay. Anyway, why like my interest is what went through your mind to have written this. Was the instruction not clear enough?
No, sir, that is genuinely I feel about like it was like more of a boss opinion. So I started with writing in the normal way, to be part of this organization. I feel grateful. That is actually what I feel. So I started it with that.
Is there any
There was
specific
nothing.
reason to that? Is there any specific
No,
thing that
no,
you like about your job or your company, so to speak, or your boss?
everything I like about the company. You can say it is. Uh, you can say I'm earning, so I believe everything I like about this company is giving me the bread. So
Okay, understood. So coming to your friend's opinion, so you have written that career with me, and they feel that I'm faithful towards friendship. So you take pride in being faithful.
yes, obviously, yeah.
Okay. So is it something? See, if a person takes pride in something, so then that means that at some point in life he has faced the lack of it, right? So tell me, where have you felt the lack of it? When are the times that you were not
Lack of
faithful?
what?
See, we're talking about faithfulness, right? So generally speaking, there has been a pattern that people take pride in something which they have lacked in the past. So tell me, where have you lacked faithfulness? Give me a few examples.
With friends, no, sir. I believe never I faced some faith like lack of faithfulness because I told you like I have number of friends due to virtue of my
But
father's
then my question is,
post. Like,
you have mentioned it in your self-description. Then you feel
hmm.
find it significant enough to mention it in your self-description, right? So it sticks out. It tends to stick out in your mind. Why does it stick out in your head?
No, I wrote it like they feel that I'm faithful towards the friendship I share.
So, but then
I don't.
that is the whole point. Na, bhai, why does it stick out? Why does this particular word stick out when you were
Okay,
writing the self-description? Why did it have so important? Why was it so important that you mentioned in the
because the
self-description?
friendship matters for me. Like there should be a good couple of friends with whom you can share things, and
See,
because
that is general gyan. I understand.
yeah, right, right.
I want to understand what went to your head that you wrote this.
Particular thing, faithful because I have been faithful towards my friends and I have been loyal and I have helped them faithfully, like in respect to what. Uh, so that is why I wrote it. There is no some
So
particular
why do you think
instance.
people they're not faithful, or so to speak, if a person is not loyal, why do you think they are not loyal towards any particular person or
Some,
organization, so to speak?
there are some people who are. I won't say they are not faithful. They can be more self-centered. I believe. So they keep self before everything. There can be these kind of persons. So my friends were not among these. So I believe the things were better and they were faithful, and even I was faithful. So I kept them on my side, and I like there was nothing like I kept myself on the first thing and then there was no instant. So that is why I wrote it.
Okay, all right. So one more thing that you've mentioned is that they say I'm mature with my decisions, right? So tell me, how do you perceive maturity, Paramvir? What exactly is
Maturity,
maturity? If you
for
had to,
me,
if you had to define it, yeah, please go on.
yeah, for me, maturity because it reflects from my past. Like in my schooling, I was not at all serious for the things, specifically for the academics part. Eventually, when I took a drop in that particular year, whole things changed. Everything changed for me. I, I
How
tend to
so?
become more serious. Like things were like I had responsibility you know, to pay. The things like these come in my mind in the proper that was the time the things changed and I started feeling these things. So I believe that is the maturity. You take mature decisions. You think of people.
See,
Like if
that
I do
is so far you've just what all you've done is throw the word maturity at me, right? So still I feel you have not break down
okay
maturity for me in something that I can
mature
understand.
for me like maturity is like I can say if I like I'm doing
Talk to
the
me in
job
examples.
and okay, like I'm doing example, I'm doing the job, I'm earning. So I keep things like there is something in my mind. I have to save some money because I have to contribute to some things in family functions where I can say to my father that you don't contribute much. This half amount is from my side. You keep these savings aside for the family thing,
What
and
other
these.
examples?
Hmm, like I paid the college fees of my sister. So these things you
Okay, apart
do
from financial, the this thing financial domain.
um, financial domain, guiding young like my cousins. Like I have not studied in the schooling, so don't keep telling them frankly what mistakes I did. You don't commit these particular things. So guiding them frankly and proper guidance should be there
And
because
in when talking about your friends, what is maturity when you're with your friends?
maturity. Okay, I can give the example. Once with the like we group were going to the some place. So it was like night time also, and the girls were also there in our group. So particularly we were going to restaurant, some mall we were going. So some people starting hooting that time. So uh, that is the time we need to take a mature decision rather than going and fighting people. So these things matter.
But don't you think
Your maturity.
it's a bit the girl should be the one who make the call?
Hmm. That was the thing. Like we were just walking on the road. We were waiting for the cab,
Hmm.
particularly that time. So someone from the car just car crossed us, and there were some people shouting comments. So that was the time. So with that, rather than taking an impulsive call, you should stay calm and rather ignore the comments.
Okay, but then what if they turn around and they come about back? And these people, they seem to be quite
Then
tolerant.
we were three, four boys. We can handle them all.
Okay,
Then there is a case of impulsive nature.
okay.
Why to take unnecessary steps which can cause harm to? They might carry weapons. So these things happen because we are not alone. Safety of the girls is also dependent
Can what
on
if they
that time.
what if they're carrying weapons?
Then uh, we have to carry weapons. Same the like sticks, stones. Same thing we can use it as a
If they
weapon.
have a revolver at them, then
Not then tactful. I believe you need to be tactful, escape and hit. These kind of things will
what?
matter.
How will you exactly deal with it?
For me, the ultimate aim in that case would be to grab that person like weapon. If
Okay.
the one
And
person is having that weapon,
what if it accidentally discharges, hits your friend?
so that is the call you have to take. Like you should not be impulsive in that case. I will. We can't be like we are boys and we have to hit them. In that case, you have to think of the girls also, act tactfully, use phones for the right purpose, inform
Okay,
100. In that case, we have to do things that way.
okay,
Take passerby help. These kind of stuff we can use.
understood. Okay, so how do you want to pursue adventure?
Pursue adventure. There is a uh, after like when I am earning like there is a lot of lockdown, so you can go to the place. Pursue adventure means I am still pursuing. I have done certain things. So I'm planning to like I have done scuba diving, parasailing. Uh, I've done so. I want to do it more. Whether it be in the field of when I join forces or
Understood,
from
understood.
the
Clear, Paramvir. All right, Paramvir. So with that, we come to the end of today's interview, and so yeah, getting to the feedback. Okay, so यार मतलब see, I hate being a jerk, right, throughout the interview, but this time around, I was trying to create pressure. That is there,
right.
right? So okay, so hard work, yeah, ये वाला चीज ना यार, I still feel you haven't been able to pinpoint some anything when it comes to your
I
not
was
being
having
successful.
some doubt related to this. Like you are trying to bring out something out of me. The
Yeah,
particular thing like coaching. If I say some word like coaching, I have done taken. I believe that was the that was your motive. Like
I guess
after
something,
so many
yeah.
attempts,
Trying to pry something. Not
like
exactly coaching.
I have practiced a lot of psychology. I have
Hmm.
practiced that, that, and after each more and more practice of that, that you were trying to bring those things,
I
but I was
was,
resisting to say such things.
but see, you have to, if he's trying to pry so much, na, so at least you have to give him some sort of lollipop or something, right? Something definitive, at least, which is not, I feel, not impacting on your this thing, right? But some instance maybe, or anything like that, I feel. It's your call to make, I would say. But
Like
it
what
gives.
I didn't get that what should we say like I in respect to SSB I believe I have improved upon my GK physical fitness communication these can be told
Hmm.
what
सी इफ चलो ये चीज बताई तुमने सो लेट्स से अगर जीके के बेसिस पे ना हैड यू बीन एबल टू हाईलाइट अ सिग्निफिकेंट इवेंट जिसकी वजह से यू कुड हैव क्लियरली कंक्लूडेड कि हाँ भाई दिस इज व्हाट गॉट मी रिजेक्टेड राइट सो एंड प्लस 5 कॉन्फ्रेंस आउट्स हो गए हैं ना सो कॉन्फ्रेंसेस हो गए हैं सो देयर विल बी दिस क्वेश्चन एंड देयर वाज नो डेफिनेटिव आंसर कि मतलब यार you told me yourself that you have done nothing different. I've just focused
like
on all
what
those
should
things.
be my answer then in that case like these are the things which I can include in that particular question.
Hmm. So see, 5 6 WATs you left. 30 SRTs चलो 30 SRTs पे एक बार को questionable हो सकता है. I can understand. The one good thing was Captain Vikram Batra वाला example you were able to give. ठीक है, so there's one good thing, but more or less I was trying to get into negativity, है ना? What could be an approach? See, what I'm looking at is what I'm expecting out of the candidate when I ask those questions is something that is definitive. Okay, it's, am I audible? Paramvir, are you there? Yes, Paramvir. Power cut.
The power cut here.
Hmm. चलो
And
कोई
also
बात नहीं.
like they take time to switch on the generator.
Okay, I figured. So see, what I'm saying is you should have some conclusive thing to say, right? That this is what has stopped me so far, right? So out of all these 5 attempts, go through each and every attempt, right? Your performance in each and every attempt. Try to find some conclusive answers. Then only you can say, na,
Example, can you like
yeah. How can I say? See, मेरे case में तो it was that I was hesitant in speaking up. मेरे case में, ठीक है? So this is
but
what.
okay, fine. In one attempt, I say that I was hesitant enough. Then another attempt, I was low in GK. Another attempt, not aware of psychological
Hmm.
process. uh, that psychology part I can include in the first initial attempt only.
See, I'm
Thereafter,
not saying you have to say public speaking, so to speak, right? But just find out one reason. It has to be one reason, one definitive reason. Should be able to put it in one line. That's it. Something which
so
has been
my point
constant.
was, I was I not that was I not that convincing that part. So my point was that. So where I was lacking, what should I include?
Mhm. You're not
Something like
even. I was not convinced. Yes, I felt that you still haven't been able to figure it out where you're going wrong. right? What is the reason that
If, frankly speaking, like in psychology, we can just judge. I believe after a couple of attempts, you have to feel like I have figured out my psychology. I don't believe that my psychology would have went wrong or such because
see that
uh,
is exact
my weak case is interview every time interview.
every time. Sure about it.
Because uh, you know that education part when
Hmm.
CD is not clear, LD is not clear,
Hmm.
and earlier the job issue
So
was
portray this
the
thing,
thing.
na? Portray this thing.
But he will say like if I say that my gray area is that education part, so he will say it is the test of personality. Your mind doesn't matter. He
Hmm.
will say that line. So, but then he will say the same thing that you said
See,
that
it's
you are
about
not able to find the work.
how it's about how you see it, है ना? And
Yeah,
let's say if I come to your this part, and if you every education part, है ना? And if every time you, let's say if you lose confidence, right, and if
yeah,
you're not able to perform, so then it's something which is internal and something which can be fixed,
right.
right? So at least, let's say, agar if you feel that has been the only reason for you not being selected so far, yeah, so then you should have a workaround to this, that this sir, I just took it casually, so that is why, but right now I have been a fully functional member of the society. I have worked on math, science, everything. Okay, so you can ask me questions. I've worked on it. So I've improved these things, right? So there should be one definitive answer to answer to it. Then only other. If you keep him confused, na, he'll try probing everywhere. If he doesn't find anything, so he'll not consider you, right? You have to have some conclusive answers, some way forward, right? भाई इतना तो कुछ देना पड़ेगा ना यार, so that has he evaluates you, at least he starts relating with you. You say that sir ये थोड़ा सा किया, वो थोड़ा सा किया, ये थोड़ा सा किया, वो थोड़ा, अरे भाई सब जनता वही कर रही है. Nobody has the answers. The person who has the answers, he gets elected in the SSB. Na, so that is why I want you to have answers when you go to the interview, right?
But still, that answer is not coming up to me. I'm not.
By see,
Uh,
I'll tell you an instance. Like for me, it was hesitation. Okay, to be very honest, I, huh? In my
example.
I'll tell you. My fresher attempt, what happened is I got screened out twice. So he's asking me now. I'm sitting there in front of in the third attempt. I'm got screened in luck by chance because it was CDS entry. So the ratio selection odds were better, right? So he asks me. See, every time he asks you something. It's an opportunity for you to create an impact. Okay, so he asked me that. Sorry about that. So he asked me that where what you have been screened out two times, and what is the reason behind that? So I was like, sir, I was not actually what happened when I was there in the SSB in the first two attempts. I was not even aware. ठीक है, अब थोड़ा बहुत मुझे स्टोरी लिखना आता था and OIR and all था. So had I said कि भाई sir I was not aware about these things, so he would have said कि भाई ये तो serious ही नहीं है. He would have crossed me out. ठीक है, कि मतलब भाई ये बंदा तो सीरियस ही नहीं है, उसको क्या आंसर्स पता होंगे, ही इज नॉट अवेयर कि OIR भी होता है SSB में. दैट इज स्टूपिड इनफ. सो आई सेड कि देन आई गॉट टू द पॉइंट वेयर देयर वाज GD. सो मैंने अपनी स्टोरी लिखी थी, व्हाट हैपेंड इट वाज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम अदर्स. ठीक है, सबसे अनोखी थी पूरे GD में. सो दिस आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द इनिशियल टू स्क्रीन आउट्स, है ना, पहला वाला जो स्क्रीन आउट था, दूसरा वाला जो स्क्रीन आउट था. सो भाई मैंने सबसे अलग लिखी थी. And after narration, so when GD started, so most of the people they had written on one similar theme, they started concluding, making agreements, फलाने ढिमकाना, tried to participate. ठीक है, they shunned me down. I stayed there. That was my mistake, right? I stayed there. I accepted whatever they're telling me. This is what I felt, right? So this was at the core of my me getting screened out. Successive attempts I improved thoda. Okay, third attempt mein, I told him this, that sir, I was not able to write a good story, right? And so he's like, but then that is fine. You could have always narrated a good story. You could have finished it up, right? So he's closing down all the doors. And then उसके बाद फिर मतलब eventually he was not giving me any passes कि मैंने बोला कि sir I was not able to participate in the GT. That is also fine. तो पीछे अगर perform करा अच्छे से तो वो कर रखा है. I wasn't able to convince him, so to speak. So then I told him so that which I actually felt like had I been more active, so if a proactive, right, on GD part. So I said, sir, I feel a little bit hesitant, right, when it comes to speaking in public. Then he got interested. Okay. So he started jotting down things. So then he asked me कि भाई फिर उसके बाद क्या किया, and so started looking at my PIQ, पीछे वाले अटेम्प्ट देखे कब थे एंड अभी वाला कब है. सो पिछले महीने ही मैं जस्ट स्क्रीन आउट होके आया था इस वाले महीने में. देन आई टोल्ड हिम कि सर उसके बाद पूछता है कि हाउ व्हेन डिड यू रियलाइज दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग. सो आई टोल्ड हिम अ स्टोरी. मैंने थोड़ा सा डीप लेवल का इंट्रोस्पेक्शन करा था एंड आई कुड रिकॉल अ स्टोरी ऑफ क्लास 8 जहाँ पे मेरे को असेंबली के लिए बुलाया था ना, एंड आई वाज वेरी स्केयर्ड इन स्पीकिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ द होल स्कूल, है ना. एंड सोने पे सुहागा वाली बात होगी, जैसे ही मैं माइक में चढ़ के बोलने लगा ना, देयर वाज एको व्हिच वाज डिलेड. सो आई वाज लिसनिंग गेटिंग फीडबैक ऑफ माय ओन वॉइस. आई गॉट सुपर नर्वस, है ना. उसके बाद से मैंने कभी करा नहीं वो चीज़ बिकॉज बास्केटबॉल था, राइट. सो ही स्टार्टेड प्रोबिंग मी इन दैट कि भाई देन आई टोल्ड हिम द स्टोरी. सो देन ही इज लाइक कि तुमने उस टाइम पे वर्क क्यों नहीं करा. सो आई सेड कि सर आई हैड बास्केटबॉल, आई हैड समथिंग गुड गोइंग फॉर मी, सो दैट इज व्हाई आई डिडंट वर्क ऑन इट. So he said, okay, so what have you improved? So then finally यहाँ पे आके ना, then he said, what have you improved? I told him, sir, mirror के सामने थोड़ा speaking वगैरह करा है. And उसके बाद भी ना, he was not expecting, so I have to be convincing, right? He said कि you said you face nervousness in public speaking, but here you are practicing in front of the mirror, in front of yourself. So then, how is it same? So I was able to convince him that, sir, it's most importantly that it's the content that matters. If you can keep your head on the content, so the size of the audience doesn't matter. So then he was satisfied, right? This all happened right in the beginning of the interview, right? So you have to be a bit vulnerable to create trust. At the same time, you have to close down all the ends. You have to just pick up one thing where you will show him your weakness, because he won't test you on your strengths here. He'll test you on your weaknesses, the part you're weak in. Okay, so if you know the part that you have been weak in so far, so then portray that proactively, right? So that he can right away get to testing, right? And then you should have, so all these questions now, what went wrong the last time, why have you not been able to perform so far, or such questions now, they are you can give leading answers to these ones, right? The major problem, that one problem. So don't make job tougher for him. If you make job easier for him by giving one or two things only na, you can lead him to an answer which you have already prepared for. Take my point.
Okay, job should not be the excuse, but
नहीं, see यार, you have to take responsibility. No excuses
right.
will get you far, especially from a
Yeah,
manager perspective, है ना. So
then like my point is we should not lead him to the psychology part, right? We should keep him like away from the psychology. We should not, rather than diverting my attention, like then he will be more interested in probing, like are you taking like, what kind of practice you do of psychology.
see,
Away
coaching,
from that we should.
understood. Coaching वाला part is also, see, they're not objected to coaching, so to speak, है ना. It's about what things you pick up from there. Are you do you try to copy that person's personality, or do you have your thoughts of your own? Do you have a thought process of your own or not, right? So coaching, if you can say that, sir, I was more or less, I took it for the execution part since I was not able to make it. So I thought maybe I might have lacked something in the execution part, right? And this time around, I realized that it was actually introspection. So that also coaching part also didn't help me. So you have to be like honest, है ना? So वाली चीज.
Like in my recent last attempt, maybe I told him frankly, like I'm lacking here. So I have taken coaching. So he was like he asked me what kind of practice, how you did. Like so then when he screwed up in interview,
Hmm.
like job and all these things, education, uh, he kind of was trying to make me feel down, low, very low. So then he asked me these things. Did that interview told you that coaching?
Hmm.
So he went that way.
Sure. अरे they do. See, it's
We
about.
can't tell him also, no, कि these are the feedbacks that a person gave.
हाँ. You can.
Last interview of mine in Navy was the worst, I believe.
अच्छा. You can tell him, yeah, see, it's about being honest. You have to show him the vulnerable side थोड़ा सा, है ना? And उसके बाद you have to make a comeback. I feel if so far you feel that you've not been able to make an impact in the interview, na, so then this would be the way ahead. I feel, right? You have to first of all create a sense of trust, and that yes, you like you would talk to a friend, right? So if you want to develop a bond with someone, so like even if we're talking normal general interaction sense, no? So you have to show a little vulnerable side of you as well, right? So that is something that you want to like. One of my friends, he was preparing for UPSC, and I told him, like, this was midway through the interview, no? I told him that since he was not going to tell that he's preparing for UPSC, so I asked him to portray his general knowledge as his weak point, right? And he was able to sell it off, that
Yeah.
how general knowledge had a major impact on his selection part, right? So you have to, that's what I'm saying now, you have to pick one thing, make it, think so vividly in that perspective now, that this has been the reason that why I haven't been recommended. So you, it should have a multifold impact on your performance, right? And you should be able to convince him, like there should be sincerity from your part when you're talking about all this, and take pauses, think about things, right? It should be like heavy on your part. Okay, so you should not even get a hint कि भाई you have done something or not, है ना? So if you are able to convince him that yes, this has been your weakness so far, start questioning you on that part. That is what you want. You want an opportunity to perform, right? That is when he will be the most attentive. That is exactly the time when he'll have all his eyes and ears on you, and all his expectations from you. If you're able to perform in that moment, na, if you're able to rise up to the occasion, that is when you'll clear interview with flying colors, I feel.
And the weakness I told you, like,
Hmm.
uh, were that not like satisfactory? We should not target like detailing and good detailing.
Hi, yaar, see, do you mind, Paramvir, uh, if
Okay,
we
okay.
have the feedback session बाद में थोड़ा सा?
Okay, yeah, right. Tomorrow, I will tell you like if you're free tomorrow morning, we can. Morning, you're free or what? In the morning time.
Uh, I'll let you know. I wake up usually around 11 or so, right? So,
Okay. Okay, you tell me whenever you are free tomorrow. If I'm
sure, sure,
available at that time, I will let you.
sure, sure, sure. I'll
Fine.
also share this